Good morning. Testing one, two. All right. I think the mic is on. We are in business. Let me get the volume down a little bit for the music. There we go. All right. I had where was I? So yeah, I think it was Saturday, my last stream. I had started working on the Roman numerals exercise on exorcism.io. I was halfway through, and I was really not liking the kind of code I was writing. I remember, yeah, a bunch of else if statements and stuff. As it turned out, it was a bit more complicated than I thought to convert decimal numbers into Roman numerals. And I had toyed with trying to use math a little bit, and I couldn't get it just right. So I ended up doing this stuff. And this is like only half the code I'm gonna need to write in this style to get this right. So I had time to think about it a little bit, and I want to try a different tack. Um, yeah. So, but I'm not sure if it's gonna work. So I'm just gonna comment that out and not just delete everything. Won't make that mistake. Um, I want to go back to trying to use math here. All right, so let me just go with what I think that if we do, uh, think about this. What if I have, let's say, um, an array that I call decimal, not decimal maybe, or no, nums, sure, let's call that nums. And we're gonna do, let's see, I'm gonna need, if I start by the end, it's gonna be 1000. Then I'm gonna need 900, I think. Okay, then doing this backwards, it's kind of, let's see, okay, there we go. Then I'm gonna need 500. Then I'm going to need 100. I'm going to need 90. 50. And 50, 10. And then 9. And then 5. And then 1. Oh, I got my got the spaces wrong here. Does that make sense? If I need to have, hold on, let's see. Oh, I also need, because, let me think about this. If I've got, so XV, we've got Yeah, I also need the one before the 5, each 5s, right? Because that's in, yeah. So I think I would also need that, and I would also need that. Uh, yeah, because that would, okay. And I would also need 400. Does that make sense? I think so. V. Just looking at Rome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think that's right. Because so we've got 1, 1, 1, then 1 V, then V. So then V's our base, and then V1, 1, and then 1X, and then yeah. So I think that's right. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that'll work. So okay, so we have that, and then let's put our corresponding symbols. Symbol. I can't use. Can I use? Well, let's just use Roman numeral. There you go. Roles. I'm thinking of using an array here instead of some sort of a map. Because it'll be easier to iterate using the index, maybe? We'll see. Anyways, for now, I'm doing that. So let's do, so this would be I. Oh, it'd be nice if I could, that's going to be hard to do though. Okay, if we do that that way. V. And then, and then, yep. I'm curious to see if my idea is going to work, but I think it will. We'll see. I'm optimistic. 40, 40, 40, 40. 40 would be like this. Nope, 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 nope. Like 50 is L, isn't it? So XL, I believe. And then L is 50. And then XC is 90. And then C is 100. And then C, what's 500? D. CD, right, would be 400. And then 500 is D. Yep, good. And then 900 is CM. And then 1,000 is just M. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Alright. Now, okay, and now I'm gonna, what am I gonna use? a while loop or should I use a for loop? I need to keep track of the index. I need... Because I need two things here. Hey, Sponge. How you doing? I'm at... I am in the home stretch. I'm at day 70 something. I was bad this weekend. I did code. I did do my hour of code each day, but I didn't tweet about it. I was super busy, and so my log and tweet will be updated today, and it's going to be like 3 days worth of it. So that's technically cheating, right? Because I would be, if I was strict about the rules, we are supposed to tweet every day and log every day, but I didn't do it. But I'm not going to stop and start over just because of that, because I did code. Yep. Sorry, guys. I'm just adjusting. I have a hard time with the... There we go. Okay. Yeah. So I'm almost done. I don't know what I'm going to do after that. We'll see. Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out and look for a job. But I'm still thinking about maybe just taking a week off, work on my resume, and apply at a few places, and then after that week off, I might start another 100 days of code because I really kind of enjoyed the structure of it all. Kind of forces you to code every day, basically. So right now I'm working on an exorcism.io exercise called Roman numerals. I had started working on it last week. I think it was Saturday. And that's the kind of monstrous code I was in the process of writing. And as I was writing it, I was kind of disgusted with myself. So I thought about it, and I think I figured a better way to do this. I'm not sure yet. We'll see if it works, but using a bit of math instead of just a bunch of if statements. Yeah, par for the course. Indeed. All right, so let's see. I'm going to track I right here because I think I'm going to need to have two levels of, and I want to start at the end, so I've got 12 indexes. Hey, thanks for following, Sponge. Think about this here. If I, because what I'm thinking of doing is I need, instead of, I need to check, right? If we get a number, for instance, let's make it a big number, 2,648. So I'm thinking we need to separate the thousands, the hundreds, and the tens. And the smart way to do this is to divide and get the modulo with remain. So divide using ints. So in JavaScript, I'm going to use big int, right? Which would give me the number of either thousands, hundreds, tens. And then I could use the modulo, the remainder operator, to get the rest of it and kind of recursively call the function, or maybe just use a loop, but I don't know if you understand. And then I do the same operation on the remainder, that way until I get to nothing. So I need to start at this end here. I need to start with 12, index 12. So, okay, the first thing, because would this work in a for loop? Let's see, if I was to do for some reason, I think, because I'm going to need to decrement the, there's two things I need to track here. Okay, let's just do it that way for now. I need to track the index, which is starting at 12. And I need to, hold on, with this, if, okay. I don't know if my idea is going to work. All right, so I'm calling the function. Let's just implement it with a while loop for now. Let's get a space in here. Just to separate this. So while what? While we still have the remainder. So I need to track that remainder. No. While our number. So I need to use our number really as. So I need to. So while our number is, our num is bigger than 0. So I'm going to need to mutate this. Well, I could always just, why introduce an extra? So, okay, so, and that's what I'm going to need to mutate. So the first thing I do is let's call it that. And that is going to be right. Okay, so this is okay. I think this is going to work. So const div num divided by nums. I'm going to call this, like, there you go, positions instead. Positions. Well, they're not really positions, are they? Let's, okay. I don't know. I'll need to find a better name for that, but so num divided by nums I seems to be the problem here. It's used before being assigned. Yes, that would be because for some reason I used. Okay, there we go. So that gives us, for instance, if I have 2,648. Then I would start by doing, so num is bigger than 0. Yes, it is. Okay, then you take the number, which is 2,648. I divide it by nums I is 12, 1,000, so 2648 divided by 1,000. Oh, I need those to be big ints. So if I do, so I need all of these to be big ints. I want to use integers. No, it screws up my entire spacing. Unless I could just do, okay, let's do that. Let's just convert it as we need it. So num, so let's make a big int out of that one. And let's make a big int out of this. Okay. And cool, we get a big int. Let's make that obvious. Boom. Okay, so we would end up with 2, right? Our div here would be 2, because maybe not. Hold on. How does that work again? Using JavaScript, you so seldomly use ints that let's see. So if I was to do 2648 n divided by 1,000, those are big ints. What would be the result? 2. Okay, good. Perfect. So it's like using floor, basically. Oops. Okay. Uh-huh. So that's perfect. I'll get my 2, but I also need to track the remainder. Actually, the remain. Okay, so there we go. That's how we're going to do this. So num is now going to be the remainder. So that's going to be. Am I going to be using an int on this one? Do I need to use an int? If I don't use an int, what happens? So num. So same thing, I guess. It's nums I. What would be the result of that? 648. And it's a number, it's not a big int, but that's fine because we're converting here. Okay, so I think that's going to work. Okay. And then what? What do I need to do? I need some sort of for loop? No. Well, actually, I could use a. Let's just use another while. And I would need to do what? Oh, there we go. For each div. Alright, so right now div is 2. So for each of that, I need to output the corresponding. So I need somewhere to store my. I need somewhere to store my result. So I'm just going to put that here for now. Let result be equal to an empty string. So now, okay, so I've got 2. My div is 2, and I'm at index 12, so I've got 2 times 1,000. So now what I need to do is shove. So we're going to make this result plus equals Roman numerals index I. So I'll do that twice. Boom, boom. So we'll end up with mm. And then we're done with this while loop. And then we are done with the other while loop, but we need to decrement our index at that point. Yeah. So then index is 11. Get back up here. Number is bigger than 0. Number is now 648. Cool. So we get 648 divided by 900. Well, that doesn't work. Using big ints, that would be 0. Cool. And we're trying to do the same thing using, well, since it's 0, who cares, right? It's not going to do anything, so we kind of skip that, decrement. That becomes 10, which is 500. Then we do 648 divided by 500. Cool, we got one of those. So what do? We shove it. We add it to our string, which is mm at the moment. Then we would be adding a d, so it would be mmd. Decrement the index. Whoop. Do that again. Now our num would have been 48 at that point. Or no, 148, right? Yeah. Because we did, the last one was 6, no, hold on, 648 divided by 500, right? So our remainder would have been 148. Cool. So, and this is our index. We'd just skip that, and we'd get to that. So it would be C, and then we get 48 left over. So then we'd have XL, and then we'd, oh yeah, yes, I think that works. Now, why am I getting cannot assign to div because it's a constant? Right. Need this to be a let. Uh-huh. Let's get a space in here. Oh, I'm excited about this. I think this is going to work. I think. We'll see. So let's, okay, let's return that. Return the result once we're done. And let's try it. Let's run tests. npm test. All right. So cannot find name big int. Oh. And this is just that it's not being used, so we're going to forget about that for now. Is it that are we not using? We've got ES next target. Oh, I need the what is it again? Lib, 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 and then I need ES, ES next. Seems to be the problem here. Oh, I'm using single quotes. Okay. Good. Let's try that again. It's still giving me a hard time with my big int. Mm-hmm. Cannot find name big int. We're on line 16 or 18. What is it? 18. Okay. I am confused now. Why? Why? I've got ESNext as a target. I've got ESNext as the lib. Do I have some kind of thing here that says use locals, no use parameters, no fall through cases? Huh. Uh-huh. Okay, let's go look at the TypeScript version we've got in here. Oh, this might be, let's see, TSC. Oh, okay. We've got version 3.4. So why am I having this problem? Am I using? That's how you use big int's constructors, isn't it? Let's MDN big int. Yep. Right. Big int value. That's it. All right. TypeScript. Big int. Starts at 3.2. That's the kind of stuff that really gets on my nerves. So obviously VS Code is not flagging that as being a problem, so internally the parser is working. From what I can tell, although it's probably because, yeah, it's installed globally. So when I do tscv, I'm probably getting that. But then, okay. So maybe when jest is running, yeah, that's probably it. Okay, let's try something. Let's do npm. Oh, that's not gonna work because, ugh. So I need to change this, right? And that might end up breaking everything. Starting in 3.2. So let's just do that. See what happens. npm. If I do npm, just npm install after doing this, will it detect? Not sure. Well, trying the test will tell us. Maybe. Aha! Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. And not only does it work, as in it's not flipping out because of big int, but it's actually working. My algorithm is working. So let's open it up to see if it'll work with more than just the one. So I've got it working with just one position. Let's try it with the tens now. See if that works. Yay! And this is so much better than what I had going here. The first time around when I was thinking about it on Saturday, I could see it, like I knew I could do it by using division, but I just couldn't, like, I don't know, at the moment I couldn't figure out the rest with like the using the remainder and just kind of looping over that. But I had time to think about it off screen. It's what happens sometimes when you're kind of doing streaming live. You don't want to, you don't want to be there for like half an hour just thinking and drawing stuff and figure. So there's this little pressure to just keep coding, and keep going forward. Even though you know that there might be a better way to do this. Okay, so I think we're good to open this up all the way through. All right. Yeah, Sponge agrees with me. You do have that pressure. Do you live stream some of your coding sessions too, Sponge? Yeah, you do. I've chased down something stupid like doing if foo equals bar, so an assignment instead of triple equals on stream for like 20 minutes. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Uh, and then the worst thing is you feel so dumb because probably your IDE was highlighting the problem, right? Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes it happened to me. Like sometimes like, what the heck is wrong with this code? Why isn't it running? What's going on? And there's this like squiggly line right where the problem is, and I'm like, what's going on? Not often, but sometimes you're just like you're so focused on a certain part of your code, right? You're convinced that that's where the problem is, and you kind of end up with tunnel vision a little bit. You use Notepad++? That's wow. I started out learning JavaScript using Notepad++, but is there any like extensions and plugins and stuff that gives you a bit of linting and things like that? Oh, there's nothing wrong with using Notepad++. I mean, it probably makes you a good programmer in the sense that you don't rely so much on the tooling and you kind of you don't get lazy, right? Because using something like VS Code with like code completion and things like that, you just get really lazy. Like semicolons, who cares? It'll just be inserted for me. All right, don't need to think about all the yeah. There's syntax highlighting. There's like curly brace matching. Oh, okay, that's cool. Because I mean, technically, VS Code is not really an IDE. It's a text editor with just a bunch of extensions. IntelliSense style. Okay, I didn't even know they did that for Notepad++. That's cool. I really like VS Code. I've tried a few different IDEs and text editors, and works for me. I don't think it gives parameter hints and stuff. Okay. All right, so I think we can safely do away with this here. Bye-bye. And we can safely do away with this. And I think I can refactor this into for loops. All right. I think I can do that. What would this look like? I'd do for let I equals 12 and as long as I is bigger or equal to 0, you can keep going, and then I minus minus. All right, so if I did that, I think everything should still pass. Yep, okay, and what about this one? Can I make, well, it doesn't really change anything if I do a for loop with this. While div here. No real sense in making this a for loop, is there? Now there's the fact that I'm mutating our parameter. I'm not a fan of that usually. But I mean, and I wonder if I can just maybe do one array which would make our mapping explicit. I could do an array of okay, you know what? I need to look up how to pronounce this proper. Every time I'm like, uh, tuple. Oh, there's no phonetic. It's probably both. Maybe. I say it like tuple. Only Wikipedia usually has the phonetics. It's too bad. What else has phonetics? I think Webster Dictionary, I think, has phonetics. Webster Dictionary. Or not. What? Thought for sure it had. Let me see if my got this really nice app here. It's got English and French, and it's very powerful. It's not only a dictionary; it also has what do you call that? Spell check and all that stuff. It's kind of like Grammarly, but for French and English. Let's see, tuple, mathematics. There we go. Well, looks like it's more of an ooh sound. Oh, I think both are good. That's what I understand from this here. So T as in talk, Y as in yes. Tuple? Oh yeah, okay, so tuple, right? Tuple. Tuple, or as in tuple. Tuple or tuple. So no wonder I'm wondering. So there's a reason why I couldn't figure out how to say it. That's because no one knows how to say it. Yeah, basically tuple or tuple seem to be accepted ways to pronounce it. So, alright. We learn stuff on this stream. If you didn't already know about this. Okay, where was I? Oh yeah, refactoring. So, I could do, instead of having what I've got going here, some kind of decimal to decimal to Roman map. And then have a bunch of these where I go 1 and I, and then 4 and IV, you know? So that makes the relationship between the two more obvious than using two separate arrays. It'll take more space, I mean line-wise, but what do you think? I'd be curious to have your opinion on this one. Would you just go with this here in terms of readability and stuff? Or would you make an array of tuples or tuples like that? And just use that one array. Oops. 5. And then this would be 9. So let's do that then, because I tend to think that we're very explicit with the relationship between those two, right? Like, I mean, the way I've set this up, you'd have to be pretty dense not to understand what's going on, but still, why not make it super obvious? So then it's 40. So we've got 40 is Excel. 50 is L. I wonder if this could work. Oh. I wonder if this could work with just a straight up map. Because you can iterate through a map. I'm talking about the data structure here, the JavaScript data structure. You can iterate through a map in the order in key order, right? In the order that you've added keys to the map. So if you just pass in, it's the same thing. I'd need to pass in this array to the map. So doesn't really make much. Well, it would mean that I don't have to use a for loop with an index. I could it'd be so handy to have an object. Well, in this case, right, because it's just like a very tiny exercise, I'm not gonna need to use that code anywhere else, and I know that. I don't know. Yeah, well, time after time I keep writing JS code and do I want an array here? Well, the order does matter. Yeah, that's true. Uh, okay, yeah, here you go. Let's experiment just for fun a little bit. And first, let's make this array of tuples. And wishing I'd done the other, So just for kicks, let's do that. And now that we've got the luxury of knowing that our solution works, let's see if we can make it super readable and nice looking. Since I don't have a target delivery date for this and no manager breathing down my neck, we can take our time and have fun with it. 900, did I skip one? No, I think I'm good. And this would be CM. And lastly, oops, 1,000. And this would be M. Okay. Okay, so then let's just, for now, comment that out. Now we need to change this to decimal, decimal to Roman map. And we get the correct one. And we get the, that would be the first one in the tuple. And then here too, we change it to decimal to Roman map, and that will be the same thing. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Did I? Seems to be the right-hand side of the version. Type any number. Let's backtrack here. What are we doing here? We're getting the... Okay. Cannot find nums. Yeah, okay, no, that's cool. We know why. And if I do this... Okay, but then why does it still decimal to Roman map? Yes. It could either be string or number. That's correct. Oh, and yeah. I need to explicitly type it so that it knows that so that it knows that we're using it as a tuple. I would normally do this like that, right? I think that's the no, it's the opposite. So number, string. So I could do that, right? Let's do it that way. Array. And I think that'll fix it because then TypeScript will understand. Yeah, there we go. Now we've got the proper type. Now we need to get this in here too, to Roman map. And this time we get the 1. Like that. And then that should be it. Let's run our test just to make sure we didn't screw anything up. So that works. And I do prefer this over that. So let's get rid of that for... let's not for now. Interesting. Sponge says, interesting. I keep wanting to dabble with TypeScript but haven't had a specific reason. TypeScript is great. I don't know. I started learning JavaScript and I quickly switched over to TypeScript for no specific reason. I got introduced to TypeScript by learning about Angular, and you just pretty much use TypeScript when I use Angular, and it's just so nice to have all this type checking right in the IDE, and at compile time as well. And I find that it makes your code very explicit. I don't know, I don't see, like when I read articles that say like, TypeScript shouldn't be used every time, it's not always the right tool, blah, 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 and it's not that much longer to write TypeScript than it is to write JavaScript. I mean, and if you're kind of lazy about TypeScript, you don't even need to explicitly type much of this stuff. It'll just infer, most of the time, it'll just infer the right types. So it's not like you're adding a lot of code. I don't know. Even for small projects and stuff, I roll out. And you know what? There's another reason for me, anyways. that I'm like, why use straight JS? Because like most projects will roll out Babel, right, or Babel, or whatever, however you say it, right? Um, well, you get that pretty much out of the box with TypeScript. It compiles to whatever version of JavaScript you want to. And check this out. I can say, all right, I'm writing this in like ES Next, like state of the art, the latest features of ES script, right? But I want this to be compatible for like, I don't know, Internet Explorer 8 or something. So I could just do ES3, right? And I might run into some problems. I think there are some things that, so you might need to bring in some kind of polyfill for a few features, but most of it is like out of the box TypeScript. They'll just transpile it to, or compile it, whatever you want to call it, to the right version of JavaScript that you're looking for as a target. So taking that into account, I mean, I don't know. There might be some reasons not to use TypeScript, but it's fast to set up. It's really easy to set up. It's there's not much overhead, is what I'm. Anyways, my personal experience so far, there isn't that much overhead. And a lot of the features of JavaScript, I mean dynamic typing languages that make them interesting. And I think that's the camp. That's the people that like kind of they're not too keen on TypeScript is the people that like use a lot of the dynamic typing features of JavaScript, right? Where they use a lot of mix-ins and a lot of um, just they use the fact that you can switch a variable's type like 16,000 times in 3 lines of code, right? They just make good use of that. They understand that way of doing things, and they really like using those features. And yeah, it makes it so that you can do certain things really quick, but it also makes it really hard to read. Like, man, when I look at a library that's been written in ES5 or prior, and the guy uses a lot of like type switching, it's really hard to understand what the heck is going on in there. So, I don't know. Sponge says, I say JS doesn't do type coercion, it does downright type intimidation. I love that. That is great. Uh, man, that's funny. You should tweet that. If you don't, I will. Let me write this down. I love it. Uh, okay. All right, so here's what I want to try. So we know this works. That's cool. We could do this instead. Uh-huh. New mop. And then just shove that in here, basically. Let's see. I need to get rid of this here. And this would go on the outside. Like that. I can get rid of the array. So that is not working. I'm missing a semi, no, I'm missing, what am I missing here? Key value pairs, oh yeah, number string, okay. No, what am I missing? Where am I missing a parentheses? New map. Expected a comma. Okay, that's what the problem is. Here we go. All right. So then if we look at the mapping, yeah. So our keys are numbers, our values are strings, and then now we can do. Oh, hold on, that might not work. Let's comment that out and see what kind of code we could have. So if we do for if we iterate through the, what are we, is there a built-in method to iterate the map? I don't think there is. You just use the for loop. For of loop, I think. So decimal to Roman map, what do we have on here? Oh, there is a for each. Look at that. There's a for each. Now our problem though is that we need to iterate in the other in the inverse order. Crap. Right, because if I do for each, let's do this for each. So let's just call this. We just want to log it out for fun. Oh no, I don't want to do that. That's going to be. Forget that. But anyways, I know that it's going to be in the incorrect order, which can be fixed. Let's just. I don't want to have to do this twice. So let's comment all of that out here. And this one, and this one. There you go. One big giant comment thing. And let's just take that. Put that here. And I'm going to... Oh man, I wish there was like... Wouldn't it be cool if you could just highlight this inside an array and go inverse? Like the... But... We're going to have to do it like this. Why does it add a space? I don't know. Hey, wait. It deleted some of them. Interesting. Oh, it didn't. It just added. Oh, what the heck? Okay. I don't know why it did that. Wasn't paying attention. Okay. We've got 50. We need. Oh, and I, like a dumbass, I deleted this one. So 40 would be 10 minus 50. Okay. So let's grab that. Copy. And then let's grab that. Ah, okay, I see what's going on. And we get 9. And we get 5. And we get 4. Then we get 1. Another option would have been to use TypeScript's enum, but I don't think you can iterate through enums really, so, or it's not easy anyways. All right, so this will work. Am I missing something here? I don't think so. So if I use the, where was I? I need to be here. Okay. So if I do Roman numerals dot, oh, no, decimal to Roman map is what I want to do. So decimal to Roman map dot for each, and then value and key. So we're actually being given a value and a key. That's cool. And the actual entire map if we want to, which I don't think we're going to need. So let's just go with that for now. Okay. So what would that look like? I'm essentially recreating this here. So I need to go, okay, so I can do this. Right. Instead of doing that though, I'll only need to divide by our key. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. And then here I'll only need to do this. And then same thing, right? We're still using the key. Okay. And then I'll still need my while loop, div result, and now we're using the value. Oh yeah, I think this will work. And then normally I would do I minus minus, but I don't need to do that because for each has that built in. Oh, I think this will work. I think this would work. It's not much shorter though in terms of, so we're replacing this here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines. So it's exactly the same. That's interesting. Yeah, because we're essentially, that's just, but we're using for each instead of a, which I prefer to using index numbers and yeah. Yep. Kind of like that. I kind of like that. And I could use nice words instead of like value and key. I could use Roman numeral. And here I could just call this decimal. Is a decimal technically a fraction, or is it, let's see, decimal. Yeah, it usually refers to fractions, right? Decimal numeral system based in denary decanary is a standard system for denoting. Okay. A decimal numeral, or just decimal, or casual decimal number refers generally to the okay, so no, that's cool. Very good. We can call it a decimal. So decimal to Roman map is good, and then here we can just have Roman and decimal. That'll be, so in key, so the key here will be decimal, and the key here will be decimal, and the value here will be Roman. And let's test this. Yes. So I don't know about you, but I prefer this to what we've got going here. So let's do that. So it's not bad. We're making a map. Doing that. Okay, now we're getting into interesting stuff though. We could potentially. Oh, I just thought of something else. Another way we could have done this. We could have used a reduce. Do it super functional. We could have done it super functional. Which would get rid of the need for the result variable here, potentially. All right, check this out. Check this out. So we just grab this here. Okay. So we do that, and then we do dot reduce. Oh, I could have even kept it the other way around and do reduce right. But whatever. Okay, now what's the problem? Expected 1 to 2 argue. Oh yeah. Take it easy. Give me time. So by convention, P and C are used here, but I might rename this afterwards. And we need to end up with a string. So that's we're starting off with an empty string here. Okay. Block is empty. Yeah. So what do? We do P, which is our empty string at the moment, if we're starting from the beginning. Okay, let's not start by that. Let's just go, what do I need to do? I need to do these here. What's the equivalent of that in this context? Well, it would be, we're looking for the number here, so C0. C0. We're still mutating num, which is fine. You know, it's not super functional, and we're trying to do something functional here, but yep, we're going to do that. And once we're done with that, we do, oh, and this is where this might be a bit more difficult than I thought. Can I? No, I can do that. I can do that. Okay, so we just do while div minus minus, and then we do P plus equals, what are we? We need C1. And then once we're done with that, we just return P. And there you go. Oh, the right-hand side of an arithmetic operation must be of type any. Oh, and that's because we didn't. Okay, so I think I could do that here. Array of type. Like that, number string. Does that work? No. Maybe I don't need these, or maybe I need some kind of parentheses around the array. Yeah. So now it knows that C is number an array of number and string. Missing a white space. So go. All right, so that's kind of a functional-ish way of doing it. But it's not nearly as readable as our map option. Yeah. Yep. 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 So I'm gonna use this. Is there a way to improve upon this? Do I really need to have this over so many lines? Probably not. I can probably just do maybe I could do it by positions. So all the hundreds related ones are on one line. All the thousands related one on the line. That's not too bad. Like that. Maybe. It's not horrible. And we do save a few lines of code. Oops. Right. If we put all of that on one line, it'll be too much though. No, I guess Prettier saying, no, no, no. I want those split out. Okay, sure. So Roman decimal and then div is the divisor. No, what do we call this? When you do a division, you get a remainder and a, what's the other thing? The other part. Get division remainder and quotient, I think. I think it's quotient. Quotient. All right, dividend. We're dividing 55 by 9, which is the divisor, and we get a quotient and a remainder. That's right. Okay, so quotient is what I should be using here, really. Quotient. Mm-hmm. So that's cool. And then num, sure. Let's just mutate num. It's not that big of a deal anyways because it's a primitive. It's technically numbers are immutable, so cool. So the quotient begin quotient minus result plus equal Roman. Boom. So that works. That works. I think we're good to submit this. Yep. All right. So let's add solution to Roman numerals. we go. Oh, submit exorcism. Submit Roman numerals. Let's make sure it worked. Looks like it didn't. Oh, file. Oh, yeah. I didn't do the TS. There we go. Yeah, perfect. That's not bad. Wow, it's so much better than what I had going, though. At first. So I think the problem is at first I was thinking of, you know, dividing, but I was only thinking of dividing by 1,000, by hundreds, by tens, and I couldn't wrap my brain around how I could do the values in between. So this works nicely. Shall we do another one? Where's my Roman numerals? Roman numerals, where was I at? Here. This is what I just did. Let's do series. Given a string of digits, output all the contiguous substrings of length n in that string in the order that they appear. For example, the string 49142 has the following 3-digit series: 491, 914, 142. And the following 4-digit series: 4914, 9142. And if you ask for a 6-digit series from a 5-digit string, you deserve whatever you get. Note that these series are only required to occupy adjacent positions in the input. The digits need not be numerically consecutive. Okay. All right. I think I understand this. I think. Okay. Install dependencies. All right. Add series. Exercise. If I just press enter in here, will it? No, it just adds a string. Okay. Control enter. Okay. To commit. All right. So let's go to the series folder. Let's take a look at our test. We are expected to write a class that's going to be instantiated, and it has a public digits function method that takes in. No, hold on. That's not a function. It's parameter. It's a property. Oh, okay. So our constructor takes in a string, and then we have a digits property. Do we have any other? Yeah, we have a slices. Okay, I get it. I get it. So let's start with that. Making sure that we're converting our string to an array of digits. Easy enough. We're going to call this class series. Okay. Export default series. Boom. Constructor. constructor expects a string that we're going to call, what are we going to call this thing? Given a string of digits. So we could call it string of digits. How's that? String of digits. Of type string. Okay, what do we do with it? Actually, we could probably, let me think about this here. Test. Our digits property. Is there a clever way to do this and right in here? No, I need to use the constructor. Okay, so this dot digits is equal to a string of digits. Well, actually, I can probably, if I do number, nope, that won't work. If I do string of digits dot, we're making an array out of this, right? So if I do array a dot from, and I pass in the iteratable, and a string is iterable, string of digits, string of, why am I not getting code completion on this thing here? Autocomplete, I don't know. String of digits. Am I not writing this properly? What's the deal here? It's probably just because it's hung up on this thing here. Let's give it what it wants. Read only digits of type array number. Okay, what the heck? What's going on? Constructor. Oh, I'm missing the. Oh, sometimes. Okay. Okay, so it's fine to type numbers. Type string is not supposed to type number. Yeah, give me a minute. That's what I was doing. And now I think you can pass in, yes, a map function. There we go. So we're simply going to map our string to can I just do this? Really? Oh no, okay, so let's do digit, string digit, maps to a number. But its value is never used, never read. Actually, I think I could pretty much just pass in number. Yeah, there you go. And I'll get my perfect. Now what? Array type using array T is forbidden for simple types. Use T. Oh, okay. I don't know why, but you know, as you command. All right, so that should take care of getting our digits array done. npm test. All right. Oh, it wants a slice, although we're not testing it yet. To compile, it needs to have a, or let's call this the length of the slice, maybe. This is going to be a number. It'll return a, what are you expecting in there? In this slices, you're expecting an array of arrays to the array. Okay. Each array is going to be I get it. So we're going to do array of number arrays. Okay, so it just wants us to do that then, I guess. Okay. Number units return, so I need to return something. Let's just return this and that. And then just shove that in here for now. Just want to transpile so that I can run my first test. Oh, should take an argument, an element. Yeah. There we go. Okay, good. So that's going to be good. That's going to be good. And then that's going to be good. That's going to be good. I'm pretty sure. Pretty confident. Let's try it. Yep. Okay. On to the slices. Slices. So we're taking 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want one slice of this whole thing. We want to slice, no, slices, 2. Slices is the length. Okay, so slice, give me every possible slice of one. Okay. So, okay, I'm just going to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, we could probably, let's run Quokka on this. Actually get some live results. So if we do, I'm going to call this const series is equal new series. We're passing in 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. And then we're doing series dot slices 1. Boom. And expect this. And let's just get, there we go. Okay. So that's fine. We know we're doing this right. Okay. Now, what we need to do well, here's an easy way to do this. Well, easy. There's one way to do this that I can think about. Is to simply for what are we going to do? We're going to do digits. Nope, that's not going to work. We need to use it for. Alright, so for I 0 and I is bigger than I, as long as I is smaller, yeah. Then this dot digits, and you keep going with an I plus plus dish cool, and then you go and you. Whoop, what seems to be the problem here? Yeah, dot length. Sorry. Now what? Expected a for rev loop instead of a for loop with this simple iteration. Did you now? Well, I guess. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. I'm going to need to use the index for this. So I'm going to do, once I'm inside, I'm starting at 0. And let's make a series of 1. So how do I do that? I go and do results.push what am I making? I'm making a slice. I'm making a slice. Right, slicing returns a new array, doesn't it? So if I simply do this dot digits dot slice, right, returns a section of an array. I don't think it mutates it though. That would be splice. So slice, and I'm starting at my index, and I'm doing a length. Oh crap! It's got to be an end position. I thought it could be a length. That would have been cool. No big deal. So we're ending at I plus the length of our thing. -1. Right? -1. So we're at index 0. And our length is well, yeah, I plus length -1. This will work. I think. I hope. We'll see. And I just return that. What am I getting here? What am I getting here? I'm getting a bunch of empty arrays. Why? Why am I getting a bunch of empty arrays? I plus length. If I was to do this. Oh, okay. What? Oh, because the end parameter in the slice function is exclusive. No, it's not saying that here, but it's the only possible explanation. So I plus length will work. Cool, 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 cool. Let's run the test on this little thing here. Let's just get out of Quokka here. Boom. Let's run the test. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So I think this will work for everything now. Let's just open this up. I think it's as simple as that. Wasn't that all complicated? Oh, aha. Oh, there's a case there for if you're asking for, okay. So if it throws an error if not enough digits to slice. Just any error, looks like it. Let's be funny and if you deserve whatever you get. Okay. So if length is bigger than this digits dot length, throw new error, you deserve whatever you get. Boom. Okay. Identifier result is never reassigned. Use const. Good point. Good point. All right. Good point. Let's try that. Oh, interesting. Oh, did I say smaller? It's supposed to be bigger. Mm-hmm. Now what? There's something wrong in... So we can slice by 1, but as soon as we get to 2, we're missing... Ah, I see what's going on here. Okay, that's going to be a little bit more complicated. Shouldn't be too much of a problem, but let's give that a try. So in here, that was sliced by 2. Let's see what we have here. Sliced by 2, this is what we're passing in. And we're slicing by 2. Hmm. All right, now I'm thinking we might need to use recursion, or it might make sense to use recursion here. Huh. Mm-hmm. What would this look like? Recur slices. Pass in the length. Number. Expecting a number. Right. No, like that. Okay. And then, what do we do? Really, I just need to make sure that I'm not in, well, no, this might be, I have a feeling that they might expect us to use recursion here, but maybe not. Maybe not, because I think it's just to fix this, I just need to make sure that I'm pushing the right length of... Okay. I can just do this here. Const slice is equal to this right here. And then I can just do if slice dot length is equal to length. Yep. Then go ahead and push it to our results. I think that'll do it. But all of a sudden, our algorithm is not as pretty anymore. And what's the problem here? Variable result is type in same push. Oh, slice. Okay. And there we go. We get the result that we want. I think we're about to find out. Da, da. There we go. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's see if we can refactor here. For some reason, my recursion radar is tingling. I don't know why. I'm thinking this could be done more elegantly using recursion. What's our base case? Is this something that can be divided into smaller problems, smaller chunks? I mean, not really. I mean, I could like have our index here, and instead of using the for loop, I just call slices recursively. Don't know. I don't know that that would be much better. No, I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to keep it that way. So add solution to series exercise. Control Enter. Go. Upload that to GitHub and submit that to exercism. So that would be series.ts. Make sure that worked. And it did. Cool. View community solutions. Oh, cool. Didn't realize I could. Most stars. Okay. This guy is pretty much doing the same thing I'm doing, except actually I prefer my way of doing this. Here, I prefer what I'm doing. Mine's one line, pretty simple thing. So he's got a result array, same thing as I'm doing. He's using a while. Slice by is smaller or equal this dot digits dot length. Okay, which is pretty much what I'm doing, but I'm using a 4 here. Result push, slice, 0 slice by, same thing as me. Except that no, actually. I'm using, hold on, slice 0. Oh, he's using, okay. Sure, why not? He's shifting reducing the size of he's mutating the array, basically, the digits. Yeah, I don't think that would be good, though, because your digits property, yeah, that's not good. How was that starred? So, like, as one of the best ones. Because he's actually mutating the digits property. So if you were, you know how we're running like a test suite and we're running these here. What if you had like a different kind of test suite where you'd be running the slices method on the same instance, for instance, and then you'd run the digits. Basically, once you run slices, you can't expect digits to have the. That's not a right way to do this. It's all wrong, man. Oh, and some people have, I think, it's just mutating your digits array, calling slices will work only for the first time. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I don't know why this is starred. Take a look at this guy here. Slices, if n is this input, throw a new argument error. New argument error. Class argument error. Wow, okay, this guy's really. Hey, Lumi, how you doing? You're catching me at the end of my stream. I'm just about done wrapping things up here. He's using it for each. Okay. Anyways, I think that's everyone's using something quite similar to what I'm doing. So that is cool. So that was, let's see. That was Sears. So some other time I'll be doing acronym and all these. All right. What do we have here? New solutions. Cool. I'll take a look at that later. So what's up with you, Lumi? Yeah, doing great. I'm doing great. Look at that. I get to try my chatting screen here since I'm not showing any code. Oh, it's not showing the chat though? What? Hold on. Oh, this is a test. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh no, it is showing it. Cool. It's just not showing whatever we had in the chat before I switched to that scene. Interesting. Interesting. So what are you working on at the moment, Lumi? Any interesting side projects or interesting things you're working on at work or school? I can't remember what you do exactly. Building a framework in Clojure. Cool. For business application development, but it's not public. Yeah. Clojure. That's is that the one that compiles to JS? Or is that running on the JVM? Oh, that's right. That's running on the JVM. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. But isn't there like a very similar one that has a JavaScript backend and a Clojure backend? Right, because hold on. Clojure. Okay, I think that was too broad of a. Let's go Clojure.js maybe. ClojureScript. That's right. That's why I was ClojureScript, which is very similar. Yeah, I heard about it. One day I'll explore the crazy world of functional programming, but not today. All right, man. I gotta run. I don't think I'll be streaming this afternoon, but I should be on tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard, or what is it? Daylight saving time right now in Montreal. Yeah, so it's about 6 hour difference, I think, for you guys in Germany. 5 or 6. See you around.